Our family has a very rare kidney disease. It's a very rare form of FSGS. The National Institutes of Health have told us we're one of 20 families in the United States that have this form of this disease. It causes the kidneys to basically shrink and disintegrate and go away. Our father died with it when I was 11 months old. We had another brother who died 2 weeks before his 18th birthday. I found out that I had it after the birth of my son Trey. I was facing the reality that I needed a kidney transplant, so I learned my brother David was a match. We traveled to Mayo Clinic in Florida, where David became a living donor for me.
When we knew that she needed a transplant, my brother and I both were checked and both were good matches. And as it turned out, I was the better of the two.
We've always been close and always loved each other. That's all different. This is, it's a bond that you can't imagine. I was so thankful that he said yes. I never really thought he wouldn't say yes, but I knew it was a sacrifice. I didn't really know, I don't think you can explain to somebody how you feel when somebody saves your life. 10 years later, David and I returned to Mayo Clinic, but this time it was to support our sons. When I found out that my son had inherited the same disease, that was one of the hardest days in my life.
As Trey's health condition continued to decline, it was becoming pretty obvious that he was going to also have a transplant. So my wife and I are blessed with 3 boys, and my brother has 1. So the cousins all knew that the best thing to do was to go through the live donor process for a transplant. So my son Adam was checked, and he was a good match. So he said, "Let's go."
Anytime you're going to have a major surgery like that, it's not an easy decision to make, but knowing that I was at the Mayo Clinic, which is top-notch doctors, I knew I wouldn't have any issues, and seeing my dad go through it a decade ago made it a lot easier to say yes and say let's do it.
It was it's really touching. I mean, it's a huge sacrifice on his part, and it gave me a second chance at life, so I was extremely grateful.
First thing we thought is we want to get our sons to Mayo. I mean, when you have a child's life on the line, you want it to be in the hands of people that you know and trust, and God's hands in Mayo's instruments. It couldn't be any better.
About 28% of the transplants are living donors, and if you think about it, it would be just great if that could be reversed. The living donor and giving a kidney, I mean, I wish everyone would, and it's not that difficult.
If people just knew that, if they knew that they can take 2 or 3 weeks out of their life and save somebody. Our family is truly blessed. My grandfather was a firm believer in the power of prayer. His prayers always ended the same way. Lord, please bind my family together with cords of love from generation to generation.